Dominica is a mountainous Caribbean island nation with natural hot springs and tropical rainforest. To the west is Dominica's capital, Roseau, with colorful timber houses and botanical gardens. The island is a dream for an eco-adventurous tourist or a place to enjoy the most natural things in life. The focus for Dominica is tourism and improving airlift. In order to achieve that, the island is focusing on a huge project, the runway extension of the Douglas Charles Airport. It is a critical piece of the puzzle to solve a long problem for the beautiful island, as large planes have been unable to land in Dominica. But this is soon to be sorted. This is what Beyond the Runway looked like months ago, until the work for this project began. Anderson Cherry, CEO of Jose & Jose Construction, has been entrusted with this huge task to lay the work down for the expansion of the runway. Jose & Jose's work has long been recognized throughout the Caribbean, and I had the privilege to speak to Mr. Cherry about the project.
We have 3D9 dozers, which would deal with the heavy pushing. We have a D6 which helps spread, and the articulated trucks and stuff. It is a lot of work. We've been working a 24-hour shift on this project, and it's a lot of work. It's unbelievable, and from the time we started, we haven't stopped. 24 hours, Barry. So you could imagine the amount of time and resources that have to put in this project to get this done. Well, the people in Dominica, I believe, are going to benefit in a huge way from this project. One, you're going to have bigger planes landing now. Bigger planes able to land here now because the runway is extended, and the bigger American Airline, the Virgin Atlantic, those can land here now until the other airport is completed. So I think the government have moved in the right direction in terms of expanding this at the time. We have heard a lot of Dominican workers, and they too will benefit from the project, and it was a huge investment. It was been a huge investment to have this volume of equipment that is not on island. We don't have that kind of equipment on island, but it's here now. We have a lot of dozers here on the island, and the articulated trucks. We don't have them here in Dominica, those D9 dozers and stuff, and they does a lot of work. Yeah, the key equipment that we have here is 3 D9 dozers, one D6 dozer, a front end loader, a grader, 2 rollers, because we have a lot of rollers, a lot of rolling to do, and we have to get the sub base and the stone compact. A specific compaction test need to be done with that, so you need the heavy rollers for that.
The high level of equipment is significant. It's a point well backed up by Chief Executive Officer of the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority.
Since 2021, we've had American Airlines coming into Dominica, and they had a few concerns, and not only them, but we've had discussions with other airlines which have expressed some concerns in regards to the runway in terms of increasing safety and in terms of ensuring that they have a longer run in relation to the runway. So based on all of the discussions, because we had several cancellations, and no one wants to be in an aircraft, you get to the field in vicinity of the airport, and because of some issues you have to go back, like wet runways, for example, and the issue because of the runway being not 6,000 feet, some of the persons had to make some decisions in relation to the landing at Douglas Charles. So based on those discussions, we've been able to look at it, and we were able to look to see how long we could extend the runway for. We had discussions with the Civil Aviation Authority, and we got a no objection for an extension of the runway as well as an extension of the safety area. Now we're extremely happy, given the fact that they have started just about a month and about 5 weeks ago. And you can tell based on what has happened thus far, a tremendous amount of work has been done. And we are extremely satisfied with the value of work put in thus far. And given the type of equipment that they've been using, one can see the results. Already they have started putting in material for compaction in relation to the runway, and that's extremely good. We have worked out with the contractors a means of having work done, because we have an active runway, And in putting in all the safety standards, you will see that all of the safety safeguards have been put in. And so far we've been working with the air traffic control and managing the flights, and we've had no complaints from the airlines. So that's a good sign. And one of the paramount things in any construction that you're doing is the question of safety. And so far we have had no incidences that have been reported on, and that's a very good sign in terms of any construction work taking place. The project will be finished, this part of the project, phase 1, should be finished by mid to end of October. Phase 2 is to look at the entire runway in relation to grooving of the runway. That will be the phase 2 aspect, but we're still working out some issues in relation to that, and the appropriate numbers are being calculated. Our efforts in terms of tourism is that Dominica, as you know, have been putting in a lot of capital in terms of hotel investment, and we want to ensure that our air access issues, which we are seriously challenged with, can be addressed. And we have direct flights to Miami, but we are also looking to see other airlines with equipment that can utilize this runway. And what we are seeking to do is to make it safer and to ensure that the other aircraft can utilize the equipment that they have at Douglas Charles. And as we move forward, we know we're also building the international airport. And what we are seeking to do is to increase market share in terms of passenger volumes. And at the same time, as we go into the airport, the negotiations we have with some of the international airlines will just lead them straight into the airport.
There's a mixture of Dominicans and Barbadians working on the project. After all, without them, the project would not be possible to implement. Meet Atherton Tavernier, Instant Trucking.
Well, the journey going on good so far. You know, as you can see, we're transporting the base material from Galacan in Polio to here, so they could make the first layer, and then the asphalt will come after on the runway.
The vision for this project was long foreseen. Surveyor Craig Laville explains what had to be done to get this land cleared.
Initially, we did conduct the preliminary topographic survey to facilitate design. That was done in February. In terms of the execution of the project now, it has been intense. We have been having to be present throughout every day, most times 7 days a week. We may get off for one day and so forth, but the contractors require our presence generally throughout the operations.
The finishing touches on the project are put on by the most important cog in the wheels, those lovely D9 dozers.
I got over 40 years experience in driving tractors, right? So it's like, this job was the most grueling and difficult job that I work upon. Like in Barbados now, the stones is called stones. So they crush easy and they're more softer. But these stones down here is granite stones. So this job was really difficult, but we managed to get it to the point where it is now. So if you had these D9s down here, you can get the job done. So there's the right equipment for the job.
Coming from my homeland, Barbados, I can say that the material here, the soil we call it, is a lot more technical to deal with than way back home.
Yeah, so we're the design engineering team. So we're responsible for the design of the runway extension. And right now I'm mainly doing a lot of construction oversight, quality control. So dealing with day-to-day challenges, site conditions, rainfall, material on site, testing. Those are sort of works that we'll be doing.
I think it's going to be a huge addition here to the airport and to the runway. I think as you look around here, you can see a lot of the nice slopes are going to be blended in here. It's going to help with protection from the river as you experience other high water conditions. And as a whole, it's going to give them a bit more versatility here on this airport.
So the Douglas Charles Airport Extension runway is heading towards completion. We look forward to returning to touchdown when the dust has settled.